People say your life can break in a single moment, but I never thought mine would crack inside a quiet exam room. When Dr. Rowan walked in, I expected him to say I was just tired from long shifts as a paramedic. Instead, he sat down, folded his hands, and looked at me with the kind of careful eyes people use when they're trying not to hurt you. "Ethan," he said softly, "we found something concerning in your blood work." My stomach tightened. I tried to joke, but my voice cracked before I could say anything. He continued, "We need more tests, but it could be lymphoma." The room felt smaller. I asked him if he was sure, and he told me no doctor says that word lightly. I nodded even though I felt myself slipping away from my own body. "You're young," he added, "and treatment works well when we catch things early." I forced a smile to make him feel better, even though everything inside me was shaking. When I walked out of the clinic, the sun felt too bright, almost rude, like the world didn't know my life had just cracked open. On the drive home, all I could think about was Laura. I kept whispering, "She'll know what to say," like some kind of prayer. She always told me we were a team. I needed to believe that. I needed to believe she would hold me the way she always did when my days were rough. But when I pushed open the apartment door, something felt wrong. It was too quiet, then too loud, because I heard a laugh I didn't recognize coming from the bedroom. I froze. Laura's voice floated out next, soft and warm in a way she hadn't spoken to me in weeks. I took one step forward, then stopped when I heard a man's voice. "Adrian, stop," she giggled, "someone might hear us." Adrian. Her boss. The Millionaire CEO she always said was just intense, not interested. Hearing his name in my home felt like being kicked in the ribs. I pressed my hand against the wall to keep myself steady. Then he said the words that cracked the last piece of me: "You deserve someone who can give you the life you want, not a broke paramedic." My breath caught. Laura didn't correct him. She didn't defend me. She didn't say my name. She just whispered something I couldn't hear, and he laughed again. I wanted to scream. I wanted to burst into the room and demand why the woman who promised to love me forever was giving herself to someone else. But I couldn't move. I felt like I was glued to the floor, like my body knew something my heart didn't want to accept. I backed away slowly. My legs felt heavy, as if they belonged to someone else. I didn't grab anything, not my keys, not my bag, nothing. I just walked out the door. I kept hearing Adrian's voice in my head, tearing through me like broken glass. I stood outside on the sidewalk, shaking so hard my teeth hurt. "Cancer," I whispered. "And her." I looked up at the sky and tried to breathe, but it felt like the whole world was pushing down on my chest. I didn't know which pain was worse, the sickness growing inside me or the woman I loved choosing someone else. I didn't go back inside. I didn't call her name. I just kept walking until the apartment building disappeared behind me. My hands were cold, but my face burned as if all the shame in the world had landed on me at once. I whispered, "Why now? Why both at the same time?" But no answer came. I thought Laura would be the person to hold me together, not the one to tear everything apart. For the first time, I felt alone. "Laura, we need to talk," I said the moment she walked in, my voice shaking so hard I barely recognized it. She dropped her keys and stared at me. "You're home early. Why do you look like that?" "I heard you," I said. "You and Adrian." She froze, then sighed. "So you know. Are you going to deny it?" I asked. "No," she said flatly. "I'm not." "How long?" "Long enough to understand something." "Understand what?" I whispered. "That I fell out of love with you," she said. "And I need stability." My chest tightened. "Stability? With him? Adrian can give me a future you can't." "Laura, listen to me. I'm sick." She lifted her hand. "Stop. We should go our separate ways before this gets worse." "You didn't even let me finish," I said, my throat tight. "There's nothing left to finish," she replied. She pushed past me and grabbed a suitcase. I followed her to the bedroom door but stopped myself from stepping inside. "Is he outside?" I asked. "Yes." "Don't make this harder," she said as she threw clothes into the bag. "Harder? Laura, you just ended our life like it meant nothing." She didn't look at me. "You'll be fine." "No, I won't," I said. "Not like this." She zipped the suitcase and walked past me again. "Goodbye, Ethan." I followed her to the door. "That's it? After everything?" She didn't answer. She just stepped into the hallway and closed the door behind her. Through the window, I saw Adrian's luxury car waiting. She ran to it without looking back. My phone buzzed, and I answered before I even checked the name. "Ethan? What's going on?" Marcus asked. "You sound like you can't breathe." "Come over," I whispered. "Please." He arrived minutes later and found me sitting on the floor. "Talk to me," he said as he knelt beside me. "She left," I said. "She chose him over me." Marcus exhaled. "Ethan, why would she do that?" Because I wasn't worth staying for, I said. And I tried to tell her something important, but she didn't care. What did you try to tell her? I swallowed hard. I'm sick, Marcus. The doctor thinks I might have cancer. He stared at me. Ethan, why didn't you call me sooner? I didn't know how, I said. I didn't even know how to breathe. He grabbed my shoulders. You're not alone. You hear me? I'm here. I nodded, but tears kept falling. Everything collapsed in one day. I don't know how to stand up again. Then don't stand up alone, Marcus said. Let me help you. I tried to breathe, but the words came out shaking. I thought she loved me. I really thought we were building a life. She doesn't get to break you, he said. Not like this. It hurts so much, Marcus. I know, he whispered. But you're stronger than you think. I covered my face with my hands. I don't feel strong. That's why I'm here, he said. You're not going through this alone. I leaned against him. Thank you for not leaving too. You're my brother, he said. You call, I show up. That's it. I let out a shaky breath. I don't know what comes next. One step, he said. We start with one step. You tell me everything, and we face it together. I nodded slowly. Then stay with me tonight. I don't want to sit in this silence alone. I'm not going anywhere, he said. You're safe with me, Ethan. We'll get through this. I breathed in, feeling him near. I made the appointments, Marcus told me the next morning. You're seeing the specialist on Thursday, and I'm going with you. You don't have to do all this, I said. I do, he replied. You do it for me. Even with his support, nights were brutal. I kept hearing Laura's voice, kept seeing her walk away. When Thursday came, Marcus drove me to the hospital. I tried to steady my breathing, but my hands wouldn't stop shaking. You ready? He asked. No, I said. But I'm here. That's enough, he said. The oncologist explained the plan. Chemotherapy starts next week, he said. We're going to fight this. I nodded and kept my voice steady. Okay. I'll do whatever I need to. Marcus squeezed my shoulder. We've got you. When treatment started, reality hit harder than any pain. The first session left me drained in a way I couldn't explain. I sat there with an 4 in my arm, trying not to cry. You hanging in there? Marcus asked quietly. I don't know, I whispered. I feel small. Like everything is slipping away. It's not, he said. Not while I'm here. A soft voice interrupted my spiral. Hi, someone said. I'm Chloe. I'll be taking care of you today. I looked up and saw her, warm eyes, gentle smile, steady presence. I'm Ethan, I said. Well, Ethan, she said, you're doing better than you think. Most people panic on day one. I'm trying not to, I said. I can tell, she replied. That's strength, not weakness. Marcus stepped aside to take a call, and Chloe checked the 4 line. If anything feels off, you tell me, she said. How can you tell I'm struggling? I asked. It's in your eyes, she said softly. You're scared, but you're still showing up. That matters. I swallowed. I don't feel strong. You don't have to feel it to be it, she said. As the hours passed, she kept checking on me. She didn't talk down to me or act like I was fragile. She just treated me like a person who mattered. You doing okay? She asked again. Better with you talking to me, I admitted. She smiled. Then I'll keep talking. When the session ended, I told Marcus, I thought the sickness would be the hardest part. It's not. What is? Feeling alone, I said. Over the next few weeks, the treatments kept coming. Each time, Chloe greeted me with, glad you're here today, Ethan, like my presence meant something. How's the nausea? She asked one day. Manageable, I said. The hair loss is worse. She nodded. That part hits everyone differently. But it doesn't change who you are. I look in the mirror and don't recognize myself, I said. She stepped closer. Your reflection isn't the whole story. You're fighting. That's who you are. I tried to joke. You always talk like that? Only when someone needs to hear it, she said. At home, I stared at the sink full of hair. This isn't me, I whispered. Marcus heard me. It's temporary, Ethan. Is it? Yes, he said. You're still here. That's what matters. Back at treatment, Chloe noticed my silence. You're carrying something heavy, she said. I lost more than my hair, I replied. She paused. You don't have to tell me. But I'm not going anywhere while you're here. Something in her voice anchored me. For the first time since everything fell apart, I felt a small spark inside me, a reminder that maybe I wasn't completely broken. Thank you, I said quietly. For what? She asked. For seeing me, I said. She smiled softly. Always. Did you see this? Marcus asked as he walked into my apartment holding his phone. I didn't want to look, but he set it in my hand anyway. I stared at the screen, feeling my chest tighten. They got married? I whispered. Already? The photos were everywhere, Laura in a white dress, Adrian holding her waist like he owned every part of her life. I swallowed hard. She blocked me on everything, but she couldn't block this. Marcus sat beside me. You don't have to look at it. I can't stop, I said. It feels like someone's twisting a knife in me. She didn't even wait. She didn't even think. You deserve someone with a heart, he said. I'm not sure I deserve anything right now, I muttered. At treatment the next day, Chloe greeted me with her usual soft smile. Rough morning, she asked. You could say that, I replied, trying to keep my voice steady. She adjusted the 4. You don't usually look this shaken. Do you want to talk? No, I said at first. Then my voice cracked. Yes. She pulled up a chair. I'm listening. My ex-fiancée, I said, forcing the words out. She married her boss yesterday. While I'm here trying to stay alive. Chloe's eyes softened. Ethan. I'm so sorry. That's unbelievably cruel. She left right before I started treatment, I said. Didn't even ask if I'd be okay. Chloe shook her head. Some people walk away because they're not strong enough to stay. Her words hit something deep in me. Feels like I wasn't enough. Or she wasn't, Chloe said. Strength shows in who chooses to stand beside you. I looked down at my hands. Then why does it feel like I'm the broken one? Because you cared, she replied. Caring hurts. But it also means you're human. I let out a shaky breath. I thought nothing could hurt more than the diagnosis. Then I saw that wedding photo. Chloe gently touched my arm. Pain doesn't make you weak. It makes you real. I keep replaying everything, I said. What I did wrong. What I missed. You didn't fail, she said. She chose the easier path. I looked at her. And what path am I on? The harder one, she said. The braver one. I tried to smile. You always know what to say. I just tell the truth, she said. And the truth is you're fighting something bigger than heartbreak. When the session ended, I said quietly, thank you for not treating me like I'm invisible. Chloe smiled. I see you, Ethan. I always do. I walked out feeling raw, but her words stayed with me. Maybe I wasn't worthless. Maybe I wasn't abandoned because I was weak. Maybe she left because she couldn't handle the storm I was walking into. As I stepped outside into the cool air, I whispered, why wasn't I worth fighting for? The wind didn't answer, but something inside me shifted. Maybe her leaving wasn't the end of me. Maybe it was the beginning of something I hadn't seen yet. I touched my chest and said, I'm still here. Saying it out loud felt strange, but it also felt true. For the first time, I wondered if I could heal for myself. Back again, Chloe said when I walked into the treatment room. I tried to smile, but she tilted her head. Rough night? More like a rough life, I muttered. She pulled the 4-cart closer. Then talk to me. You look like you're carrying something heavy. Everything feels heavy, I said. But you always make it feel lighter. She sat beside me. That's sweet, but you don't have to flatter me to avoid the real answer. I'm not avoiding anything, I said. I just feel human when you talk to me. Her eyes softened. Good. That's how you should feel. We sat quietly until she spoke again. Can I tell you something personal? Only if you want to, I said. I became a nurse because of my brother, she said. Liam. He passed away when he was 13. I looked at her. I'm sorry. That's terrible. It was, she whispered. But it taught me how important it is to show up for people. No one should feel alone while fighting something like this. I swallowed. Is that why you're always so patient with me? Partly, she said. But also because you remind me of him in a strange way. Not the sickness, just the way you keep trying, even when it hurts. That doesn't feel like strength, I said. Trying is strength, she replied. Even when you don't believe it. Her voice reached a part of me I thought was dead. You know, I said, I haven't felt anything warm in months. Not since everything fell apart. You don't have to explain, she said. Your eyes already did. While she checked the machine, I said quietly, why is it so easy to talk to you? Because I listen, she said. Really listen. Marcus texted me while I sat there. More drama with Adrian, the message said. Rumors about lawsuits. I stared at the words for a moment. Chloe noticed. Bad news? Not for me, I said. Just karma knocking on someone's door. She raised an eyebrow. That someone must have done something pretty awful. You have no idea, I said. And honestly? I don't care what happens to him. Not anymore. She sat back down. I'm glad you're letting go. Hate takes too much out of a person. I'm not sure I'm letting go, I said. But I'm not letting it crush me anymore. That's progress, she said. When the session ended, I stood up slowly. Chloe? Yeah, she asked. You're the first person in a long time who makes me feel like I still matter. She touched my arm gently. You do matter, Ethan. More than you think. Her hand lingered for a moment, warm and grounding. Thank you, I said. You don't have to thank me for caring, she whispered. As I walked out of the ward, I felt something shift inside me. A small spark, faint but real. I didn't know what it meant yet, but for the first time, I didn't feel like a ghost walking through my own life. Chloe's words echoed in my mind, trying is strength. Maybe she was right. Maybe I wasn't done fighting. Not yet. I breathed in slowly, feeling a small, fragile hope growing inside me for the first time again. I need you to sit down, Marcus said as he walked into my living room. I frowned at him and asked, what now? He handed me his phone. Adrian's in trouble. Big trouble. I took the phone slowly. What kind of trouble? Fraud, Marcus said. Federal investigation. Investors pulling out. His company's collapsing. I stared at the screen, reading the headline again and again. Are you serious? Dead serious, he said. This is only the beginning. A strange feeling ran through me, relief mixed with disbelief. So the millionaire wasn't a saint after all. Marcus snorted. More like a snake finally choking on his own poison. I leaned back against the couch. I shouldn't feel good about this. Do you? He asked. A little, I admitted. Maybe more than a little. My phone buzzed suddenly. I glanced at the screen and froze. Marcus noticed. Who is it? Laura, I said quietly. He raised his eyebrows. Now she wants to talk? I opened the message. Ethan, can we talk? I'm sorry. Marcus leaned over my shoulder. You're not seriously considering replying, right? No, I said. Not in this lifetime. He nodded. Good. You don't owe her a single word. I put my phone face down on the table. Why now? Why after everything? Because her golden ticket is sinking, Marcus said. And she's looking for the nearest lifeboat. I rubbed my eyes. I don't want to think about her anymore. Then don't, he said. Focus on you. Later at the hospital, Chloe noticed the tension in my shoulders. You look like someone dropped a brick on you, she said. Maybe they did, I replied. Want to talk, she asked. Only if you don't mind hearing something ridiculous, I said. She smiled. Ridiculous is my specialty. I took a breath. Adrian, the husband, he's being investigated for fraud. Everything's crashing around him. Her eyebrows lifted. Wow. Karma works fast. That's what Marcus said, I replied. How do you feel about it? I don't know, I said. Not sad. Just, done. She nodded slowly. Sometimes life handles the justice we can't. Maybe, I said. I just don't want her dragging me back into her mess. Did she reach out? Yes, I said quietly. I ignored it. Chloe smiled softly. Good. Some doors should stay closed. As she adjusted the door, she said, You're changing, you know. How? You're not shrinking anymore, she said. You're standing up inside yourself. I let out a shaky laugh. Feels more like barely standing. That's still standing, she said. And it counts. Marcus called me later that night. More updates, he said. What now? Adrian's board just suspended him. Stock dropped another 20%. Wow, I said. It's all falling apart. Faster than I expected, Marcus replied. Thought you'd want to know. I don't know what I feel, I said. You don't have to feel anything, he replied. Just live your life. Before hanging up, he added, proud of you for ignoring her, by the way. Thanks, I said. It was easier than I thought. That's because you're healing, he said. Even if you don't notice it. When I went to bed, Chloe's words echoed in my mind, you're standing up inside yourself. I lay there listening to my own breathing, wondering when the shift had happened. Maybe it was the moment I stopped waiting for apologies. Maybe it was when Chloe looked at me like I wasn't broken. Whatever it was, I felt something new settling inside me, a quiet strength finally choosing to stay tonight. Always. I was halfway through treatment when I heard someone say my name. Ethan, please. I looked up and saw Laura standing in the doorway, eyes red and shaking. My stomach dropped. Why are you here? I asked. She stepped closer. I didn't know where else to go. Everything is falling apart. Adrian, he's facing prison. Reporters won't leave us alone. I can't breathe in that house anymore. That sounds unfortunate, I said quietly. She wiped her face. Ethan, I made a mistake. I should have stayed with you. You deserved better than what I did. I stared at her, stunned at how easily she spoke those words. A mistake? I whispered. You walked out while I was dying inside. I know, she cried. I know I hurt you, but I thought I was choosing a better future. I didn't know you were sick. I didn't know anything. You never asked, I said. You didn't give me the chance to tell you. She reached for my hand like she used to. Let me make it right. Please, Ethan. Let me fix this. I pulled my hand back instantly. Don't, I said. You don't get to touch me like nothing happened. She froze. I just want to talk. I don't, I said. There's nothing left here. Her voice broke. You're different. I had to be, I said. You left when I needed you most. She shook her head. I was stupid. I thought Adrian would take care of me. Now everything is ruined. That's not my burden, I said. Not anymore. She stepped closer again. Ethan, please. I don't want to be alone. You chose someone else, I said. And now you want to run back because his world fell apart. It's not like that, she whispered. It's exactly like that. She opened her mouth again, but someone walked in, soft steps, calm presence. Chloe. She looked at me, then at Laura, then back at me. Everything okay here? She asked gently. Laura turned toward her. Who are you? I'm his nurse, Chloe said, standing beside me. And his friend. Laura's eyes narrowed. Friend? Chloe didn't look away. Yes. And he doesn't need distress right now. I felt something shift inside me. Strength, small but real. She's right, I said. You need to leave. Laura stared at me like she didn't recognize me. You really mean that? Yes, I said. For the first time, I mean it. She wiped her face again. I'm sorry, Ethan. I hope you find whatever you're looking for, I said. But it's not me. She took a shaky breath, turned around, and walked out of the room. The door closed behind her, and the air felt lighter. Chloe looked at me. You okay? I exhaled slowly. I think. I actually am. She nodded. You handled that with more strength than most people ever find. I didn't feel strong, I said. You were, she replied. You chose yourself. I leaned back against the chair, surprised at the calm in my chest. I never thought I'd see the day she came back. And yet you didn't let her break you again, Chloe said. That matters. I looked at her, grateful. Thank you for standing by me. Always, she said softly. I sat on my balcony with a box of photos on my lap. This is it, I told myself. The last time I let her hurt me. Marcus had checked on me earlier, but now it was just me and the memories I needed to release. I held up a picture of Laura and me smiling under fireworks. You're not my beginning or my end anymore, I whispered. I lit the corner with a small lighter and dropped it into a metal bowl. The flame curled the edges until our faces disappeared into ash. This is closure, I murmured. Not anger. When I finished burning the last photo, I felt a strange calm. For the first time, thinking of her didn't make my chest tighten. It felt like finally breathing after months underwater. Chloe called a little later. You sound different, she said. I burned the photos, I replied. All of them? Every last one. How do you feel? Like I can start living again. She was quiet for a moment. Can I see you? Yeah, I said. There's a place I want to go. We drove to a hill overlooking the city. She stepped out of the car and smiled. Wow. This view is something. It helped me think during long shifts, I said. We sat in the grass, knees close but not touching. The city lights flickered like distant stars. After a moment, I said, I'm scared, you know. Of what? She asked gently. Letting someone close again. I don't want to break twice. She nodded slowly. You don't have to explain. Hurt rewires the heart. I get it. I don't know what I'm ready for, I admitted. You don't need to decide anything tonight, she said. Your presence is enough. I looked out over the city. For so long, I felt weak. You weren't weak, she said. You were grieving. Maybe, I said. But tonight I feel alive. She gave a small smile. That's because you stopped holding on to something that wasn't holding you. I let out a breath. Thank you for being here. Always, she whispered. The wind brushed against us, soft and steady. My heart didn't ache the way it used to. Instead, it felt like something was waking up, stretching after a long sleep. Chloe? I said quietly. Yes? You make things feel possible again. She looked at me with warm eyes. You're the one opening the door. I'm just beside you. I lay back in the grass. I'm ready to stop looking back. Good, she said. Because you deserve a future that doesn't chase you down with old pain. I sat up again and looked at her, feeling something steady forming inside me. Do you think healing ever feels complete? I asked. She shrugged softly. Maybe it never feels complete. Maybe it just feels possible. I nodded. Possible is enough for me tonight. She smiled. Good. Because you're allowed to hope again. Her words settled into me like warm light. For the first time in a long time, I believed her. I am choosing life today. My phone rang early in the morning, and seeing Dr. Rowan's name made my stomach twist. I answered with a shaky, "Hello? Ethan," he said, "I have your latest results. The treatment is working better than we expected. Your body is fighting hard." I froze. "Working better?" "Yes. You're responding faster than projected." I didn't speak. I couldn't. Dr. Rowan asked gently, "Are you still there?" "Yeah," I whispered. I didn't think I'd hear something good today." "You earned some good news," he said. "Keep going. We'll talk more at your next appointment." When the call ended, I sat on the edge of my bed, staring at the wall. My hands trembled, but for once, it wasn't fear. It was something lighter, something unfamiliar. Hope. Marcus walked in without knocking. "You okay?" I looked up at him, still stunned. "The treatment's working," he said. "My body's fighting." Marcus's eyes widened. "Are you serious?" "Ethan, that's incredible." He grabbed me in a tight hug. "I knew it. I knew you'd beat this." I laughed, actually laughed. "I didn't know." "That's why you have us," he said. At the hospital, Chloe saw me walking in and immediately noticed. "You look different," she said. "Did something happen?" "Yeah," I said, smiling. "I got good news." She stepped closer. "Tell me." "The treatment is working. Faster than they expected." Her eyes filled with emotion. "Ethan, that's amazing." She hugged me, warm and steady. "I'm so proud of you." I felt myself breathe in fully, like my lungs finally remembered how. "I forgot what good news felt like," I said. "Get used to it," she replied. "You deserve more of it." As we walked toward the treatment ward, I saw Laura standing near the hallway, pretending to read a chart on the wall. She kept glancing at me, waiting. Hoping. Marcus noticed her too. "You want to deal with that?" "No," I said. "Not anymore." Laura took a small step forward, but I didn't slow down. She whispered, "Ethan," barely audible. I kept walking. Chloe looked at me. "You sure?" "Yes," I said. "I don't owe her anything. Not even a goodbye." For the time, my heart didn't twist when I passed her. Instead, I felt taller. Stronger. Like the world had opened a door I thought was locked forever. Hope didn't whisper this time. It shouted. I sat down in the treatment chair and let the moment wash over me. Chloe squeezed my arm and said, "This is your turning point." I nodded, feeling it in my chest. For months, everything felt like an ending. But today, it felt like a beginning. When the nurse removed my last 4 lines, I stared at the small mark on my arm and whispered, "That's it?" She smiled and said, "That's it, Ethan. You're done." Done. The word echoed in my chest like a bell. Months ago, I thought I wouldn't live long enough to hear it. Marcus burst into the room a second later. "So? How do you feel?" "Lighter," I said. "And heavier at the same time." He laughed. "That's what surviving feels like." "I didn't do it alone," I told him. "You didn't have to," he replied. Outside the hospital TV played a news report. Adrian's face appeared on the screen. Former CEO Adrian Cole sentenced to 7 years in prison for fraud. Marcus whistled. Karma clocked in early. I looked at the screen, expecting anger or satisfaction. Instead, I felt nothing. Just distance. "He did it to himself," I said. "I don't need revenge." "Good," Marcus replied. "Because life already handled that." Then I saw another headline at the bottom, "Laura Bennett files for divorce." Marcus nudged me. "You want to say anything?" "No," I said. "Her story isn't mine anymore." We stepped outside where Chloe was waiting on a bench, sunlight catching her hair. She stood when she saw me. "How does it feel?" she asked. "I don't know," I said honestly. "Strange. Like I've stepped out of someone else's life." She smiled. "Maybe you stepped back into your own." I sat beside her. "I'm not the same person who walked in here months ago." "I know," she said. "You're stronger now." "Stronger," I repeated. "But quieter. Sharper. I feel everything differently." She touched my arm gently. "That's what surviving does. It changes the shape of you." "Does it scare you?" I asked. "No," she said. "It inspires me." I glanced at the hospital entrance. There were days I thought I wouldn't make it. Days I felt worthless. But now, I feel alive. "You are alive," she said softly. "And you fought for that." For a moment, I just listened to the wind. Then I said, "Chloe, I don't know what the future looks like." She looked at me with calm eyes. "You don't have to know." "I want to try," I said. "With whatever this is. With whatever happens next." She smiled and slipped her hand into mine. "Then we'll try together." Her hand was warm, steady, nothing like the cold grip of fear I lived with before. "Does this feel real to you?" I asked. "Yes," she said. "It feels like hope." I stood slowly and looked at the double doors behind me. This place broke me and rebuilt me at the same time. Chloe rose beside me. So walk out as the version of you that survived. I took a breath. Not shaky, not shallow, full. Then I walked forward. Not as the man who was abandoned. Not as the man who begged someone to stay. But as the man who survived everything meant to destroy him. And stepped into a future he wasn't afraid to claim.